I'm Liz Schrum for the Wisconsin Technology Council, here with WisBusiness.com, the show. Just ahead, Tom Still talks about Wisconsin's energy portfolio. And Remus Beneficis, co-founder of Row Wheels, tells us how his company is literally reinventing the wheel. And now, here's this week's Tech Metrics. These snapshots of key indicators in the Wisconsin economy are developed by the Wisconsin Technology Council for its policy and news reports. And now, here's Tom Still with his Inside Wisconsin commentary.
It probably flies over the heads of most people when world leaders gather to chart plans for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. After all, Joe and Jane citizens aren't sure what global pacts mean to them where they live. Less reliable energy, higher energy costs, or both. It hits much closer to home when agreements are reached among often competing entities, with the announced goals being enhanced energy reliability, better managed prices, and a smaller carbon footprint. That promises to be the long-term result of an agreement between Alliant Energy Corp. And We Energies over construction of a natural gas plant in Beloit. It could serve as a model for reducing Wisconsin's reliance on coal-fired generation plants. Alliant wants to build a $700 million natural gas-fired plant at its existing Riverside Energy Center in Beloit. It would produce about 650 megawatts of electricity once completed and replace about 700 megawatts of old coal. That term describes inefficient coal-fired plants that are sources of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, mercury, particulates, and NOx, a generic term for nitrous oxide and nitrogen oxide. The company could have built a $400 million scrubber on its coal-fired plant in Cassville and rigged similar improvements at other aging plants, but opted for an efficient gas-fired baseload facility. 5 years ago, that choice would have seemed cost prohibitive. Today, with 100 years of natural gas reserves in the United States alone, it makes economic and environmental sense to diversify. The construction of the Beloit plant stands to help electricity customers across Wisconsin and beyond for these reasons. Natural gas burns cleaner than coal, producing about half the carbon dioxide, a prime greenhouse gas, per energy unit. Critics say natural gas isn't the bridge fuel advocates tout because its use will delay adoption of renewables such as solar and wind. However, solar and wind are still intermittent power producers versus reliable baseload sources. The cost of natural gas has fallen as supplies have increased. Thermal coal is still plentiful and cheap, but natural gas has been creeping in plant by plant in recent years, taking away market share from coal producers as the fuel of choice. Plus, is coal really cheap once regulatory and environmental costs are calculated? The new Beloit plant is adjacent to competing natural gas lines, which will help to control prices and ensure supply. It's also at an electricity transmission crossroads that will allow for efficient transmission through Midwestern grids. Natural gas is compatible with renewables such as solar and wind because gas plants take less time to power up or down. When solar or wind is readily available, a gas plant can be ramped down within 2 hours. The same goes for the power up side when intermittent sources aren't available. The construction of the Beloit plant isn't being driven by President Obama's Clean Power Plan, which is being contested by many states, Wisconsin included. Nor is it related to the global climate change agreement just announced in Paris. Rather, it's a response to existing rules regulating old coal and market opportunities created by a newly abundant and cleaner source, natural gas. Wisconsin has always ranked among the nation's most coal-dependent states. How Wisconsin diversifies that portfolio over time is critical. A meeting of the Wisconsin Clean Tech Network in Madison on January 20th will examine choices on the horizon. Visit our website to learn more about that meeting.
We're back with Remus Beneficis, co-founder of Row Wheels. Welcome, Remus.
Thanks, Liz. It's great to be here.
What is Row Wheels and how will its products help people?
Row Wheels is a first of its kind. It's a reinvention of the wheelchair wheel. Though basically you pull row wheels instead of pushing to move forward. So this has a significant benefit for the end user. The end user is typically dealing with only 2 muscles when they're pushing, and with Row Wheels you're using 8 of 9 major muscle groups in the upper torso. So this helps with a number of activities. It helps counteract the spinal position, postural issues that you'll typically see a wheelchair user going through. It also helps to activate muscles, so getting cardiovascular activity going and that daily activity, the movement that you need to actually live a healthier lifestyle. So Row Wheels is a product that's been invented in Wisconsin, and we're continuing to develop the product, and we're now looking to move the product to a broader distribution base. We're currently in the United States, and over the next couple of years we plan to move to worldwide distribution and introducing additional products as well.
The company recently announced an investment from Whisk Partners. Tell us how that will contribute to Row Wheels development.
Whisk Partners has been a great investor. We did a little pilot investment with them in the summer, and basically it helped prove a concept that we had in mind for Row Wheels, which was to broaden the market opportunity for it and address a wider user population for the product. Subsequently, we were successful with the product. It proved itself out. It was really very well received, and so now we've taken in an additional financing from Whisk Partners, and this is really going to help scale the business and grow it, we think, to help expand on our strategic vision for where we think the product line can go.
Row Wheels won the grand prize in the 2012 Wisconsin Governor's Business Plan Contest. As you look back on that experience, what would you tell people who may enter the 2016 contest?
In 2012, we were the grand prize winners of the business plan competition, and it was a fantastic experience. Anybody that wants to hear the story, I'm glad to tell them about the process that it takes you through. It takes you through a very rigorous process of building a business plan, thinking about your strategy, really testing a lot of ideas and concepts, and something you maybe wouldn't normally do unless you had a business plan competition to take you through that process. It's a easy process to go through, meaning initially you're just looking at 250 words, pretty easy to put that together and see if you make it through the process. So if you have a great idea, get that idea into words and let the process take you through the flow, and who knows, you might be a winner, and at the end of the day it's paid off for Row Wheels, and hopefully it can pay off for you.
Thanks, Remus, and thank you for watching this edition of WISBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by the Wisconsin Technology Council and WISBusiness.com and sponsored by UW-Milwaukee and Exact Sciences. Visit our websites to read and learn more. I'm Liz Schrum of Talent Foot Executive Search. See you next time.